I had a lady call me last year who we were on the phone for about half an hour. She had a 6-week-old. She was on maternity leave. She was finding it really difficult. Wanted to return to work sooner, like some of us do. But juggling all those feelings and feeling like no one really wanted to talk to her about it. And she said to me, "You are the first person I've actually been able to be really open and honest with about how hard this is." And I said to her, "Look, you can pick up the phone and call me anytime. I've been there and I've done it. And actually, if I can't help someone else get through that time, then, what kind of person would I be, really?" And that's the point of Racing Home. It's about being able to offer support, a listening ear, kindness and compassion to women who need that from women who've already been there and done it. That's why Racing Home, it's so important that there's a safe space created in everybody's work environment where you can have those conversations. And it might not be your employer feels comfortable having them. So, then perhaps your employer can identify someone that you can, whether it's your assistant trainer, the secretary, whomever it is, but to open up that safe space where people feel comfortable to have those discussions. Because if they want to return to a job that's physically very demanding and is tricky to manage their work-life balance after they've had a baby, they really want to be there. So we really need to make it so that they can come back. Because as a sport, we can't afford to lose people like that.
So the majority of courses that we have come here to the British Racing School are female. So roughly around 70 to 80% are female compared to male, which is quite a considerable number that's definitely changed over the recent years, and it's a trend that's here to stay, I think.
The system that the young people go through, a lot of them coming into the system now are females. We put a lot of resources into training them up to be good workers, riders, people who work at the stables, and they've got great empathy with the horses. So when it does come to a point where they want to go off and have a family, it's a disaster if we lose them to the industry. So finding ways for them to come back into the industry and work in systems where they can balance being a mother and still working in the industry is something we're looking to do all the time.
We are seeing changes to work practices. I've certainly seen job adverts now here in Newmarket that say that they will work around, let's say, school hours, if people have got family commitments, and let's not just base it on females, it could be working dads as well. So I think people are definitely starting to think outside the box around that, just because we've got good staff that if they do decide to go off and have families, they still want to work with the horses, with racing. It's such a huge passion, and so employers definitely look to see how they can work around perhaps people with families.
So Annalise rode as a jockey, and then retired as a jockey, came to work for our stable, and then decided to have a family. So she's had 2 children who are now school age, and a couple of years ago she came back to work for us part-time, and we do flexi hours for her so she can balance being a mother and doing the job.
Well, some people say that you lose your confidence a bit after you had children, but I don't think I ever really experienced that.
So your plan was always to come back?
It was always to come back. I didn't ride a horse actually for 2 years.
Wow, and what was that like?
That was very sore to come back and ride out. You get fit as you ride out. Yeah, so it's not that I'm riding any races and need to be fit for that. You get fit through the job.
Because this for me is my legacy that I'm leaving the sport. Because we don't get to do that very often in life, do we? We don't get to, apart from our children are our legacies that we leave to the world, aren't they? Unless we do something really, really great with something that we might be given an opportunity to do, we don't get to do that very often. So for me, this is the legacy I leave. I leave the sport that I love, and I'm not doing it anymore.
The Racing Home project, funded by the Racing Foundation and FDJ United, aims to improve the working lives of parents and carers in the horse racing industry. It seeks to ensure that all employees understand their fundamental rights and entitlements and can talk openly about the challenges they experience as working mothers, fathers, or carers.